Hello everyone and welcome to this Tyler Stem video, part of our playoff series, looking back at Reading's playoff campaigns of years gone by. This one looking at the 2008-9 season when Reading sadly crashed out before Wembley. It could have been our first trip to Wembley at the time, the new Wembley Stadium of course, but Reading fell at the semi-final hurdle. So this is just going to be a quick reflection, what went wrong, what went right, and what can we learn today as Reading approach the playoffs in 2017. So what went wrong? The Royals were in sterling form in the turn of the year. In 2008, becoming 2009, they were second. A win versus Birmingham. That Khalifa Cisse goal. Oh, that Khalifa Cisse goal. It was just so magical and everything just went so well. The Coppell team was back. Stephen Hunt was in great form. There were the likes of Kitson, Doyle. Everyone was going right and everything seemed to be going in the right direction after the disappointment of being relegated the year before, despite winning 4-0 at Derby, of course. But they fluffed their line spectacularly, as the side was pretty hugely imbalanced. You had the likes of Liam Senior playing at right midfield for a lot of the season and the season before. Dan Harding, a left back, was brought in short-term loan to deal with that, having had Stephen Hunt play at left back for the large part of the season. Going into the playoffs, there was a lot wrong with the team, and since the turn of the year they'd drawn 0-0 against QPR, Preston, Palace, Coventry and Barnsley. They'd thrown away a 2-goal lead at Blackpool. I know, I was there that day. And they had a 2-1 loss to Birmingham on the final day of the season. That's Kevin Phillips for you. Anyway, they finished fourth in a three-horse race, and I think this is one of the things that you always get in playoffs. There's very little you can tell traditionally, but when you just miss out on automatic promotion, it's really hard going into them. In the semis, they couldn't take advantage of a few early chances away at Burnley before BK got sent off. So into the second leg then, could things get better? Well, Simon Church started. It was his first start and we didn't really know what he was like then, and sure, he had a few good moments in his Reading career, but putting a youth team player from the start in on the second leg amid all kinds of fitness and morale woes, it didn't make for a good scene, and Burnley won 2-0. Madejski Stadium wasn't even sold out that night, so it was a clear intent of this being the end of an era. So what went right for the Royals in 2008-2009? Well, the defence was pretty good in large terms. Obviously, we conceded 3 goals, but you get the sense that if Reading would have scored early in the first leg, or if they'd have got an early goal in the second leg, everything would have changed. It would have all been a very different dynamic, and the defence was very strong that season. Burnley, of course, was side riding a wave, and they went up at the end. So you can hardly blame Reading for losing to the winners at the end of the day. Also, it was an end to the Coppell era. Now, I'm a massive fan of the Coppell era as we go, but it did need to end, and I have a feeling that if we'd have squeezed into the Premier League, there's a chance that Coppell might have left anyway, and there's also a chance that it might have gone very badly, given that that 106 team that was still largely together at that point was very much coming to an end and did need to end, sadly. So what can we learn today? Well, Jaap Stam is very fresh. There is no sense of an era coming to an end. There's just a nice build of momentum, which is kind of the opposite that we had then. So that's something we can learn as to a good thing now. Don't play random kids in the semi-finals is another thing. I'm not blaming Simon Church for the semi-final loss at all, but it didn't necessarily do us much good to have him in the team, and that's something Jaap Stam hopefully can learn. And of course, just don't do this.